What does the future of artificial intelligence look like, and what role is Africa going to be playing in this future? In this video, I'm going to be diving into absolute depth of whatever is happening within artificial intelligence. So, for those of you that want to learn about artificial intelligence and how you can play a role, this video is for you. Now, artificial intelligence is undergoing a bit of a transition. For phase one, we got introduced to what they call GPTs. This is where you could use a platform like ChatGPT, go ahead and type something, and it would give you responses based on what was happening. This excited people. For the first time, you could go and just search any query, and immediately that whatever AI would go and search around the internet and give you definitive answers based on what was happening. That was very, very, very exciting, but a little bit hard to monetize. The only way you could monetize that is by getting people to pay some kind of monthly subscription. Yes, it does work, but it was not the best model. Now, AI is in a transitional phase. The guys that build these infrastructures are finding better ways to make money out of this infrastructure. And from the research I have been doing, there have been two core ways that they're building. Now, way number one is by using what they call wrappers, positioning themselves as the back end infrastructure of tools. As an example, if you used a translation application, one that you go and ask it to translate for you any article or any script to another language, many of those applications are actually using what they call GPT wrappers in the background. These are AI tools like ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini in the background. And what happens is when you query and tell this tool that, translate for me, in the background, they are tapping into ChatGPT or any of those other wrappers. And that's what actually does the translation. For that to work, every time it's queried, every time some kind of message is queried in the background, at the end of the day, that app has to pay ChatGPT some portion of money. Now, for many of the AI apps out there, that is how they are operating. They are AI wrappers. They're not really doing the conversion, but rather just creating this interface. But the heavy lifting is being done by one of the core models like ChatGPT or Gemini or the Chinese models, like all the several options. Now, that was way number one that people were using these infrastructures, and it's a very good model of monetizing. But until 2024, the guys that own these platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, or DeepSeek, or all the varying options are beginning to notice, do you know what? People are already using us. ChatGPT, as an example, has 500 million users using the application every month. Now, they started to think, why not replicate what is happening on the internet at the moment? When you go to Google and tell them, as an example, I'm planning a flight, they usually bring adverts at the top. Those recommendations of the sponsored adverts are exclusively from people that have paid Google. Now, the recent module that has been built is what they call the MCP model, whereby even when you go to ChatGPT and say, I'm organizing a trip to the Maldives, come up with an itinerary for me, they now want to build themselves as they have received your query as the client. Now, different applications, as an example, booking.com can be those back-end interfaces that this time around they just query and make for your reservation automatically, you as the customer, without really you going over to booking.com or going over to another flight website and going over to another third party. They just want you, the end user, to go to ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek, and the moment you tell it to plan the trip to Maldives or whatever it is you want it to do for you, it will just query different service providers in the background and organize everything for you and give you the end result with the itinerary, the flight details, the payments have been made, and everything done and dusted. That way, now these different companies like booking.com end up paying the AI platforms for that capability. If I've got someone who wants to take a flight and who needs to book hotels, and in the background I'm querying you, that means I've brought you a sale. You might as well just pay me $20-50 for that sale that has been made for you. Now, that is the current model that is coming. So model one was let's make the default AI engine. Let's people pay for using the platform. Model 2, how do we become the background application so that now another person A has an app, but in the background it's us, the AI platforms running. Then model 3, the customers are using our platform, like ChatGPT as an example. How do we work with partners in the background and get those partners to pay us every time we bring some kind of business or some kind of opportunity for them? At the moment, that is what has been evolving. I mean, those are the 3 ways that currently are making good enough revenue sense. Now, when it comes to the African context, we're fortunate enough that for the very first time, we are early enough when it comes to this AI race. I mean, ChatGPT launched in 2022, which is not very far off from where we are today. Meaning, as a business, you can still play a role and be a front runner. Even for the African context, the goal within Africa is how do we build solutions for our continent? Because I mean, just like every other piece of technology, yes, the people in the Western world may have their Venmo, but we have our M-Pesa, and it's powerful, equally as powerful as what those guys have across the other side. Same thing applies. There are very many drone delivery companies in Rwanda. There are very many fintechs like Flutterwave and DuSoPay happening right here in Africa. And all this innovation has been customized towards leveraging technology within Africa. For our very case, we understand that for a very long time, Africa has not played a role in the enterprise ecosystem. I mean, why don't we have our own apps for things like accounting, customer support, things like CRMs? Why doesn't Africa have this infrastructure? They're not that difficult to build. Now, what we chose as Trembi is let's begin building this infrastructure for Africa. Among the best tools is our Trembi Sales AI, which is an AI tool that will literally sell for you. You get into the tool and it will ask you, who do you want to sell to? What do you want to say to them? And the moment you give it those instructions, it will look for customers on your behalf, get these customers contacts, message them for you, follow up, do everything sales related. And that's not the only platform we own. We own quite a number of customer support tools, quite a number of influencer marketing tools, and infusing artificial intelligence based on the context of how Africa works. So if you're looking for enterprise solutions to help you run your business, don't hesitate to reach out to us. I'm sure our contact is either in the description or somewhere on our profile. But the role of this video is just to kind of educate you. AI is advancing. The monetization options are so powerful. AI as a piece of tech is so powerful. And why I share these videos is to educate you so that if there is a way you can begin leveraging AI within your industry, learn and evolve and understand how this industry is evolving. And by doing so, the opportunity you're going to get, just like the people that entered into the internet space early enough, will be quite outstanding for you. Don't forget, I share a ton of content on sales, marketing, and artificial intelligence. If that's your kind of content, check out my channel. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye for now.